An unsent message. These read like a soldier's words reporting to someone. But not on a mission I understand, that's for sure.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks for the most stressful missions and mini-games in Assassin's Creed.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
The Assassin Tombs, Assassin's Creed 2. There are a number of reasons why you might find these platforming levels to be taxing. To start, while the controls in the early AC games are extremely precise, you still need a lot of practice to execute a lot of the platforming moves Ezio is capable of. It's all too easy at the beginning to make one wrong move and accidentally leap to your death, especially in these long sections. But the other reason is that if you're scared of heights, even these video game sequences might be too much for you. Finally, some of the puzzles are tricky enough that you might stress over that too, especially the one in St. Mark's Basilica. It's worth it to get all the seals though. Fighting all the Templars, Assassin's Creed. There are 60 Templars out in the open worlds of the first Assassin's Creed game. That's a lot fewer than the many hundreds of flags the game also gives you to collect, but the flags don't attack you. There's nothing more surprising than the first time you encounter one of these Templars in the wild, especially if you haven't played any of the other games and don't know the story. You'll have an entire faction rabidly angry with you, desperate to kill Altair, and often requiring some more advanced counterattacks than you've probably been taught. It's also stressful to even find them if you don't have a map or a guide to refer to, but they're at least more fun than the feathers in AC2. Battling forts, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. To defog the Caribbean Sea completely, you need to take out Black Flag's many forts. Unfortunately, these forts can easily destroy the Jackdaw if you haven't maxed out every single upgrade yet, which you probably haven't if you still have forts to complete it all. They're also just not as fun as even the toughest ship battles, since they just spam you with mortars. There's also less mobility than in the regular naval combat, as the forts obviously don't move. And you can't even ram them, even though ramming is the most fun part of Black Flag's ship gameplay. Carriage chases, Assassin's Creed Revelations. A few times during Revelation's story, you're put in command of a carriage during a long carriage chase, in sequences that clearly need some iterating. It's more trial and error to figure out what you're supposed to do, rather than being properly tutelized by Ubisoft, and can leave you replaying the chase sections over and over to try and avoid hazardous terrain. It's a shame that these segments turned out to be weak because they're some of the game's most cinematic moments, with the final one also involving the far more fun chase where Sofia is driving and Ezio is attached to the carriage with a rope and a parachute. If only they were all that good.
Are you hurt, Sophia?
I don't think so!
Hold on!
Obviously!
Bounty hunts, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Leave me alone!
Be quiet, would you?
I wonder what's going on.
Can't a man do his work without being interrupted?
In its side content, Syndicate has both Templar hunts and bounty hunts, and they're not the same thing. The Templar hunts send you to assassinate one or more targets, while the bounty hunts require you to capture a blighter and arrest them without being detected. If you're detected, the target runs away and you have to wait for the environment to reset and come back later. Not all of these sandboxes are well designed though, and you may find yourself spending what feels like hours picking off enemies and hiding bodies to clear a path. Or you can just kill the target and accept that you won't be getting full sync or the bonus XP for keeping them alive.
No! Please, miss! Let me go free!
Naturally. You were saying?
The Underground, Assassin's Creed Unity.
Requiescat in pace. Makes no difference to you, does it? Gone.
Much of your time while playing the Dead Kings is spent spelunking, with the new map having an entire underground tunnel network. But with this new area came new gameplay mechanics, and not all of them are welcome. Arno has to fend off rats and bugs with his new lantern, ensuring he doesn't run out of oil, which is a new consumable. If you're scared of rats, bats, or bugs, you may have been too disturbed to get through the DLC's intro. The human enemies, however, are actually far more annoying, with large groups of raiders mobbing Arno if he gets seen. Considering there aren't that many hiding spots down there, this is guaranteed to happen.
So much for the element of surprise.
Hidden Assassins. Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Mentioned you had a hidden blade.
You thought you were the only one?
Well, yes, I suppose.
It's definitely a nice idea on paper to have the only Templar protagonist in the series relentlessly pursued by NPC assassins, making use of all the sneaky strategies you yourself will have utilized in the other games. But this just happens far too often, and the effect on the screen gets to be extremely annoying very quickly. You'll be walking around one of the maps when the edges of the screen begin to turn pink and Shay starts hearing whispers. This signals that an assassin is hiding nearby, usually in a hay bale or in tall grass. You'll need to avoid them, assassinate them yourself, or counter them when they attack. It's always frustrating when the whispers start though. Building cairns. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Did you build all the cairns in Valhalla? If you did, you probably never want to see another cairn as long as you live. Far from being relaxing, some of the lighter puzzles, with late game areas putting the height requirement higher and higher for each cairn, are immensely difficult. Some players have spent over an hour building just one cairn to try and get it to balance for just long enough that the game will accept it as a stable structure. It's extremely time consuming and no fun with a controller, since you have to keep switching between camera angles and different axes to rotate the rocks just right. The War Machines. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Leonardo, you will help me stop them.
While every stealth mission in Brotherhood will desynchronize you if Ezio gets detected, none are more tedious than the missions to destroy Leonardo's war machines. Forced to work for Cesare Borgia, Leonardo tasks Ezio with destroying his creations. Each mission has two stages, a stealth section where you have to get to the blueprints, and then a second section where you have to actually use the machine. The first stage alone can be highly stressful, but so can the second part, particularly if you're going for full sync on a tank mission. But just trying to navigate with the bomber is a headache, let alone complete all the objectives. At least the machine gun and the naval cannon are fun though. The Almanacs. Assassin's Creed 3. A lot of people only came to the series with Valhalla, which also features paper chasing missions where Eivor hunts down tattoo designs in the game's mini settlements. They're annoying in Valhalla, but were far worse during their first appearance in the franchise back in AC3, because they wouldn't immediately reset. You actually have to wait until the next in-game day for the pages to respawn if you fail to catch them on the first attempt, which you probably will since you don't know exactly where the page is going to fly. It's no wonder that completing all the almanacs for Benjamin Franklin is the bane of every AC player's life. Let us know in the comments which of these sections you dread upon replaying.